Now let's talk about the actual difference. Let's say I am a get readable database. So whenever you will call me, I will first go to SQLite database and say, hey dude, is your disk is full or not? If disk is full, then I will try to open database in read mode and will return it to you. But if the disk is not full, then I will try to open database in write mode and will return it to you. But let's say while opening database in write mode, I get SQLite exception. Then in that case, again I will try to open database in read mode and will return it to you. So final conclusion is this method returns a writable database if disk is not full and there is no exception while opening database in write mode. And this method will return readable database if the disk is full or there is an SQLite exception. So what kind of SQLite exception can a system throw? We will talk about it in separate video. Earlier we talked about getReadableDatabase. Now let's talk about getWritableDatabase. Working of getReadableDatabase and getWritableDatabase is very similar, but there is one big difference in that. And the difference is, if your disk is full or there is an SQLite exception while opening database in write mode, then in that case it will not return readable database, but it will throw SQLite exception to a caller of this method. So the final conclusion is that this method will return writable database if disk is not full and there is no exception while opening database in write mode, or else it will throw an SQLite exception. When we call getReadableDatabase and getWritableDatabase, both of these methods go through this part of a code. It's simple if-else condition where your if condition will never get executed because debug strict read only variable is defined to false, is assigned to false by default. So your if condition will never get executed. So we will move further to else part. In else part we are trying to open database in write mode, and as I said earlier, if we get SQLite exception or your disk is full, then we move to the catch block, and if you are calling getWritableDatabase, then it will throw exception as you can see here, or else we will try to open database in read mode and we will return it.